we are in the presence of a celebrity right now. This is
We are.
She did the Super Bowl commercial with Bill Murray and Jeep.
That's it right there.
This is it. This is the one that started it all.
You planned that.
No, I didn't, but yeah, that's cool.
Could we be in line for something funny to come out of the mouth?
Just might happen. What a little cute.
She's the best.
Everyone deserves to feel their best. Everyone deserves to move their best and not have pain.
I'm a little upset that Ben got like 2 inches taller because he's already tall, dark, and handsome enough.
Culture is something we think about like all the time at Streakies. You know, we're all coming from different cultures.
Our comments have exploded through the roof. So there you go.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I was waiting for the appropriate welcome back.
I gave it to you.
Back in action, the duo that brings you Lancaster Connects. Happy to be back this year with you all. I missed last couple episodes due to illness, but hopefully back on the mend here going forward with you all.
They were a couple of dull shows, I'm telling you.
I don't know.
I mean, guests were great. There was no
okay.
banter, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes Lancaster Connects.
Yeah.
The banter.
That's right.
You come for the guest, you stay for the banter. Is that how it goes?
Sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah, we will. So you can watch this show, Lancaster Connects, which is all about putting spotlight on great people doing great things, great charities helping out our community, businesses with a culture of giving back. You can watch this on Facebook, which is probably where you're at right now, or LinkedIn, or YouTube, or if you're a truist when it comes to podcasts, you're going to listen to it on your favorite podcast player because we're on all of them.
Sure.
And so we love that. We'd love for you to subscribe on whatever channel it is that you're watching. We'd love for you to hit a like button or a follow button or whatever it is in whatever portal you're in, which is, it's kind of weird. We're in this technological space. You can be in this portal, that portal, this portal, but we're in this one dispersing out to all the portals.
Yeah, this is the central portal.
That's right. And so we'd love for you to do that. We'd love comments. We love when you share. So please do that. It feels weird. Should I just move out of?
Well, I was going to say something about talking about football, but
I just move out of frame.
You weren't here to talk about, there
wasn't much to talk about as far as
right.
the Eagles go.
Right. But, shout out to our producer, Chris. His Lions are moving on.
My pitchfork and torch is back behind there.
That's right.
as far as an Eagles fan goes.
We didn't get to use it on show.
No. It wouldn't have been pleasant.
No.
It wouldn't have followed the family element of the show.
Right. We'd had to change the ratings.
Yes.
No more
Yes.
TV G. I don't know what's the normal rating. I know TV MA is maybe what we would have had to have changed it to, right?
Yeah, something like that. So anyway, we're back. Football is down to 4, and if your team is still in, congratulations. And if it's not, there's always next year.
Yeah, with a whole new coaching staff, pretty much.
At least you didn't go wide right. Again.
What a disappointment for that fan base. Mm-hmm. I mean, you ever since when was the initial wide right? Was that 91, 92, 93? I mean, it was right around there, right? Early 90s.
Those years are,
how many years, 30 plus years they've been dealing with the wide right. And wouldn't you know, opportunity to tie the game. They actually had opportunities to win the game during the game, but opportunity to tie the game late. And
my wife Steph has gotten into football the last couple of years with me, and she felt very bad for the kicker. I say because he's going to go, he'll get traded, and once a kicker gets those kinds of yips.
Mm-hmm. It's in a big moment.
Yep. Right? It's just kind of needs a new scenery.
Yeah.
But she felt very bad. So are they really going to ship him off? And then I might have or might not have embellished on it. Like, oh yeah, he'll have to go. Like they're already clearing out his locker. They're going to put his stuff in a storage closet, and then he's got to take a Greyhound home. They won't even get him an airline ticket. And
he's usually a sure-footed guy.
Yeah. Well, Such
what
as it
happened.
is, yeah. Thank God we don't play football here.
Yeah.
We
Right.
We just do a nice job fitting our folks for mattresses and helping you wake up happy and sleep better, and that's always been our thing. And this show is a part of that, helping our community out to be a happier community. But we've had our contest going. Still a really great prize, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always, our contests are always helped when they get shared, and especially when our sponsor leans in a little bit. But our sponsor has got a really great offer this month. And so Universal Athletic Club has been the sponsor for the month of January. I hope your New Year's resolutions have been going well. And I can tell you the Renewal Center is probably something I need to go visit.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell I'm not my usual self. I'm working through that. I guess no news is good news at this point, but the Renewal Center I know could probably make me feel really good. And it could make you feel real good. There's a lot of cool things that are in there, and that's our prize for this month for the contest. So you get 600.
It would kill their profit margin.
I meant to say 6 a la carte sessions in the Renewal Center. It's a $240 value. They're really great. We've been at the athletic club a number of times in a business capacity for their open house. Ben is a member there. He, out of the two of us, is obviously excelling at fitness, excelling at sticking with
I don't know
things.
if excelling is the word.
Well, you've been sticking with it for like 18 months now.
I was there this morning. Yep.
You were there this morning, and you were certainly the more slender, more in shape one of us, and it shows, on camera, and it shows in a lot of places. And this is what a really great athletic club does: is it keeps their members coming back, helps them achieve their goals, helps them hit their resolutions. There's multi layers to it all of accountability with coaching and supplementing, not just sweating it out, because you have to recover and you have to feel good. And that's what the Renewal Center is all about. So that's the contest this month. There's still some time to get in, about a week or so, right? We'll draw the prize.
Yep.
And, I guess we'll actually announce the prize on the 5th.
It'll be the first show.
Because we always close
February.
out and then the month after. And I know everybody's on bated breath for the Lancaster Connects contest announcements. All of Lancaster kind of stops until
we're about to announce a prize.
Until we announce the prize. But in all seriousness, I mean, they have a great staff that cares, that's focused on helping you achieve your goals. I know, had the pleasure to speak with the owner, Rick. This is somebody that lives it, that breathes it, one of the healthiest gentlemen you'd ever meet as well. And, there's a lot of care that goes into that club. And if you're at all interested in fitness and wellness and having a team of people and then the tools around you, I don't think you can get any better than Universal Athletic Club. So we're happy to have them be our sponsor this month.
Yeah. And, just portend that, if you
portend that?
Yeah, put that on the end. Is that what that means? Yeah, look at me with the word. You can walk into Universal and be easily overwhelmed. There's so many different things you can do, and there are a lot of members and a lot of different experiences that you could try. And where do you get started? Definitely talk to them. We had Tony on the show at the beginning of the month. They have a few other people that can help you. Like if you tell them, hey, I'm rehabbing my knee, what is the best thing for me to do?
I've done that.
Rehabbing my knee. They'll put together a plan for you. It might be some team training. It might be, swim, some swim component. They have a great pool facility there. It could be some services at the Renewal Center. There are a number of different ways that they could put together a training program for you, and that's what they specialize in. As opposed to, I'm guessing like a Planet Fitness, right? You just walk in and whatever a month, and you're on your own.
Right.
Universal is there to walk side by side with you. So can't shout their praises enough.
You mean portend their praises?
Whatever.
I don't know. I think
sometimes a word pops into my head, and it's like, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but I'm
that was an appropriate use of the word.
Crystal, let us know.
I think that needs to come up on screen here at some point.
We should probably get to our guest.
That was funny. I like that. Well, I'm going to pretend to know
everything
about our guest. without too much further ado, I think David's wondering what the heck
Yeah,
did I get myself into? I just wanted to come talk about putting for miracles and all the good I'm doing to help kids, and I got these jokers pretending to be podcasters who portend to put a good show on. And at any rate, welcome to the show, David Chobanoff. You are here representing the Putting for Miracles organization. Thank you for joining us today on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I won't try and figure out what portend means.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
probably best to not use words that you don't know what they mean exactly. I don't know. It popped into my head and I thought maybe I knew what I was talking about, but maybe not.
You might. I mean, it might be one that I don't know. So anyway, David, just to kick things off, how long have you called Lancaster home?
Well, I've been in Lancaster County area for the last 10 years.
Okay.
Give or take. You know, I'm originally from Lebanon County, moved down to Lancaster County, went back to Lebanon County, came back. So.
All right.
That's great.
And you have your pass of transference from Lebanon County to Lancaster County? You paid your toll at the border?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Shoot fly pies and Popeyes. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Popeyes,
very good.
I like it.
Very good. I love it. So you've been with Extra Life for over a decade. Tell us all about the organization and why it excites you and the roles that you've played and what's all going on with Extra Life.
Well, what Extra Life is, it's a sub organization of Children's Miracle Network, and what it focuses on is the gaming aspect of fundraising for Children's Miracle Network. And I've been like you said with that for over 10 years, and what we do is we game once a year for 24 hours straight to raise money for the kids, and oddly enough, I've actually been able to do that the last few years, and I've raised a tremendous amount just doing that alone. But it's great. It's one thing we're trying to do is not just pigeonhole it and make it like video game specifically. It could be anything. If you play on your phone, if you have board games, if it's a card game, cornhole, or in this case, mini golf. I mean, someone said that someone's trying to get together some kind of tournament for bull riding or barrel racing. I forget what it is, but down in like Texas or Oklahoma area. So I mean, they're trying to put it in there, but yeah, we're just trying to have a different avenue, because when you think gaming, you think someone sitting there in front of their TV with an Xbox or whatever. But
right.
Yeah. So just like let's step this back for a minute. So it sounds like once a year for 24 hours. People come together around a passion, because you've expressed a few different things that people have done up to and including now apparently bull riding. Maybe you should play a board game while bull riding. That would be interesting. Like from Seinfeld, what's that game they played? War or World Domination. It doesn't matter.
Risk.
Yeah.
Kramer and Newman,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for 24 hours, we get together. And so you come with your passion of video gaming, I would imagine. And so how do we raise money in that period?
Each of us will go on and register on Extra Life's website, and then we become part of a team, or we say who we represent. Like in my case, I represent Hershey Children's Miracle Network. And then they provide you with a link, and then people could just kind of click the link and donate that way online, or offline donations too. There's a way that we can get it to corporate to go through that.
And so then your contribution is you're gonna sit there and video game for 24 hours, play video games. Wow, my sons could do that like that.
Yeah, they do that every day.
They would love to do that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of us that actually go together. Well, it started back up again at one particular area, like the group of us, on the other side of the river. But I've been doing it from my living room ever since I started. So
that's cool.
So it's kind of like a modern day twist on the old school walkathon.
Right.
Dave, can you tell us? I don't know a lot about the Children's Miracle Network, and I think you referenced the Hershey Hershey's Children's Miracle Network. Can you tell us about the organization and why you're passionate about it?
Well, my journey started like many years ago. Obviously, a local radio station. They do a radiothon and from CMN, and I heard all the stories of the kids on there. And a buddy of mine's like, "Hey, I got this. I'm part of this organization, and we video game for 24 hours. You know, what do you think?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" So I mean, that's kind of how my journey started, and it's just kind of grown from there. I've been lucky enough to befriend a bunch of miracle children and their families, and got to tour the facility a lot. And what Children's Miracle Network, like a lot of people get it confused with the Four Diamonds, and that's kind of more the cancer side of things that they help the families and patients with. Children's Miracle Network help a lot in the ways of providing. They have like art therapy up there at the hospital for the kids, or particular equipment. A lot what we do, or we're doing now, is for Extra Life. A lot of our money is actually put aside, which I just learned this last year. There's a special fund that helps the families, like, you know, if they're traveling from, you know, afar, it helps with gas and it helps with lodging and, you know, and even I think food expenses as well, because, you know, all that stuff adds up if they're coming from the other side of the state to Hershey. So it's just, and we kind of wanted to kind of narrow in where our funds are going to go, you know, because it makes it more personal to whoever's donating and whoever's participating, for that matter.
The video gaming 24-hour thing, your group that you've got together, can you give us an idea of how much money you've raised over the years?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm part of it's called the Hershey Guild, and I think Extra Life in general, I think just this year or this past year was, I want to say, close to $100,000.
Well, that's a lot. Wow.
Yeah, very good.
I don't know the figures off. We were hitting that number.
That's a significant amount of money.
Yeah, and
to raise.
And there's, you know, there's anyone from anywhere could be donating towards Hershey, for that matter. I mean, it's not just people here locally. So it's just whoever we have on our team doesn't mean they're part of that, not part of that number.
Very good. Very good. And so you've taken that passion for the Children's Miracle Network, extended it beyond the 24-hour, you know, focused event. And you created Putting for Miracles, which, as we understand it, is your created thing for Children's Miracle Network.
Yes.
Is that right? And so why did you want to start that? And then let's get into, you know, how Putting for Miracles and the whole format works and what it does.
Yeah. Well, every year I try to up my game. Like for the gaming, no pun intended, for the fundraising aspect, you know, you put a goal, and every year I try and up it, like, you know, add another 1,000 or 2,000. And, you know, so I had this kind of idea rolling in the back of my mind, you know, a mini golf tournament. You know, people play regular golf tournaments. Why not mini golf? And since it's going to go towards the kids, that's even more kind of swaying to that part. So it just so happened that my wife and I went down to Florida for Children's Miracle Network Hospital Week. And, you know, it was a bunch of, like, it's a convention and there's a bunch of speakers and everything like that. And the last person I went and saw, he does golf tournaments, like pro golf tournaments for Children's Miracle Network. And the entire speech was like how long he's been doing it and what he does and how he does it. And I was like, holy smokes, like, here I am with this idea in the back of my mind, like, of wanting to do this in the past. So I talked to him and I got in touch with, there's another part of Children's Miracle Network called Play Yellow, which is actually the golf side. Like, Extra Life is the gaming, Play Yellow is the golf side, but we don't have that in Central PA. And I got in touch with them, and I just kind of ran with it when I got back from Florida. And I talked to my rep, and I'm like, hey, you know, what do you think? You know, put this together. And my wife and I put it together in like 3 months in 2022 in August. And, you know, we had I'm going to say 60 some participants, raised over $5,000. So, and there again, I'm trying to up my game every year on that, just like my gaming thing too.
Yeah, I want to hear. Tell me about the week, the Children's Miracle Network. Did you say Hospitality Week?
Children's Miracle Network Hospital Week. I think it's
Hospital Week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. That's interesting. So
yeah,
you went down there on your own dime and on your own time.
Actually, on my own. Like they helped. My wife and I were the ones down there. Like we were representing Hershey. And they were doing a thing. If you were like the top person that raised the money for the hospital, Penn State chose you, and you got to go down, and they gave you like a per diem or whatever.
That's cool.
So much money, and you had to foot the rest of the bill. I mean, they paid for the stay because it was a nice big resort. And yeah, it was a few days long trip. My wife and I never been down to Florida, so that was the first time, even just going to Florida, in that matter. But it was a beautiful hotel, and like you go down, and it was Extra Life, United, which is what technically I was part of, and then there's also Hospitals Week going on. So you go to different seminars, and then you have dinner, you have lunch, and you see different speakers. Definitely, and then there's actually gaming there as well. You can partake in the tournaments there, and then they have Miracle Children there as well, like champions from all across the nation speaking, and you get to meet with them and game with them, which is really a really cool experience. All my years doing this, I really didn't get to meet that many of them up to that point.
What was what was like the most connective or amazing experience with some of those Miracle Children?
But just kind of hearing their stories, and it always just gets me when like the families or the children, like they look at you straight in the eye and just like thank you for what you're doing. Like I'm like, I don't do anything. I just sit here on my couch and play video games for 24 hours.
Right.
But it really hits a home run when that happens. And like I said, I've had a great opportunity to kind of befriend a bunch of different families and Miracle Children, or now a couple that aren't, they're grown up, so they're not Miracle Children, they're graduates of the organization. And actually, one of them helped at my event last year. So yeah, it's been a great opportunity to take part in.
That's very cool.
I love that you were awarded this trip. I had the opportunity to go down, and then you took the time to kind of dive in more, and heard from some of the speakers, and now you've taken your fundraising to the next level with Putting for Miracles. So your first event was in the summer of 2022. Where was that event?
Well, they're all held at Leisure Lanes.
Leisure Lanes, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
They have the real turf putting course. Is that where you do it?
We take over both courses, actually. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So,
cool.
Yeah, we have 36 holes.
All right. And so you do the real feel course, and the other one, those are the 36 holes.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. So yeah, one you're hitting through a lighthouse, and the other you're putting like your Tiger Woods, right?
Right. Yeah. Really nice course. A lot of people like that one.
And how does the tournament work? People sign up and they play, and lowest score wins. Is that how you run the tournament, or is there a different scramble sort of format to it? I don't know how it works with putting.
It's all shotgun start, and it's all better ball.
Okay.
You get your first you sign up.
So it's like your typical golf scramble.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to kind of put it like. I wanted to have it, but I wanted to kind of make it different, because obviously it's a great smaller scale.
Yep.
And
more people can participate as well. So
a miniature golf course has 18. Does that one have 18 holes?
36, but yeah.
Okay. And so what's been what's the par number, and then what was the lowest score last year? Do you recall? Especially since it was better ball.
Yeah, I don't recall. I know it was some kind of crazy number, single digits for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we had a, I think we had like we had a 3-way tiebreaker last year, I think.
Oh wow.
And it went on, like it just went on and on and on because they were playing better ball, or I think they were saying like pick someone from your team and they get to hit the ball, and then it just kept going back and forth. It was pretty crazy, but the same winners won the last 2 years, the whole 2 times. So
That's cool.
that we've had it, and I got
That's
trophies
funny.
and medals to give and everything. So
Yeah, because I've done some charitable, like full on golf course, golf scrambles, and you come in at the end of the day, and like the high score or low score is like 53.
right,
So I can't imagine a better ball on a mini golf
Mini
course.
golf, yeah.
right,
Like
right,
you probably got a bunch of hole in ones and two putts and
yeah,
You
that's
probably
wild.
shouldn't have any 3 putts. Well, at
I
least
would
the
hope
winners
not on a
probably
better
wouldn't.
ball.
Yeah.
yeah,
Although, like me, I'm a terrible golfer, and when I do those events, I'm like, I'm just here to drink and hang out and socialize and donate money. So
right,
please, Mr. or Mrs. Organizer, please put me on the team that doesn't want to win, because some of these
right.
folks get really
Oh,
like
they
yeah.
get into it.
they get out there and they
Yeah.
are into it.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
one at good at golf myself. I waste a lot of golf balls.
Hey,
Yeah.
nothing wrong. You play golf the way you want to play golf. Just
Right.
have fun out there, right? So,
Yeah.
do you sign up as a twosome or a foursome?
We have an opportunity. You could go sign up as individual, twosomes, threesome.
Okay.
If you don't have a whole 4 team, we can place you, with another couple or one, or
Okay.
how many people that need another team. And it's all online to do all that.
And is there a maximum amount of teams that you can have? I think you said a shotgun start, 36 holes. Can you have more than 36 teams play?
No, it's 36.
That's the cap. Okay. And then so those foursomes or twosomes or whoever, they're paying money to be part of the tournament, and that is the fundraising effort. Are there other ways that you're raising funds during this event?
Yeah, we have a bunch of sponsorships that are available, just like a regular golf course, a regular golf tournament. You can see on the screen. We actually have whole sponsorship, just like those. We also have T-shirt sponsors. We got T-shirts made last year, so everyone that plays gets a free T-shirt. And then the sponsors have their name on the back. And then we got.
Are those all your sponsors there?
Actually, yeah, that's the board of sponsors last year.
That's pretty impressive. That's a lot of sponsors.
That includes, like, we have raffle items.
Okay. Yeah.
The local businesses are donating different stuff for that. Anything from Texas Roadhouse donated a gift basket last year. Shanks Extracts donated a basket. And I've hit a lot of local. I kept it. It's a local hospital, so I try and keep it local as well. So, and it's the community's really come out. I got a good handful of items already for this year's, because I've been kind of going at it since October. We have, like I said, we have a bunch of different sponsors. That's all kind of on our website. And we also have the raffles, and then we have 50/50s during the day. And there's vending opportunities as well, like makers, vendors, businesses, if they want to come out. We had like 24 there last year. That was the first time we ever had vendors there, because I wanted to make it more of a thing, like more of a festival.
More of an event.
And then there's food trucks. I got 3 food trucks coming this year as well. So
yeah, very good. Any, and I know I'm putting you on the spot because you had a whole bunch of sponsors, but any key sponsors that you want to thank here that we can publicly acknowledge while you're here on the show?
Well, I want to thank. I can't not thank the company I work for. They were the main T-shirt sponsor last year, so that really helped me a lot, because I wanted to have T-shirts. Like, you go to a golf tournament, you get a shirt or you get something of that nature. You look forward to that. So New Tech Design came up and they coughed out being the main T-shirt sponsor last year, and that was huge. And then a lot of the local American Legions have really stepped up and sponsored holes and or teams as well. Mount Joy in general, they were the first ones to help and get them. I wanted to make medals. What's a tournament without medals or trophies? So they stepped up and they sponsored that. So they got me trophies and medals as well for the last 2 years. So I think that made it more legitimate.
So you not only have the participants in the tournament itself, you have a lot of other people attending and browsing the vendors and the food trucks and all of that. It's really golf with, golf is kind of
a festival atmosphere.
Right.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I want to try. Yeah. Yeah. Cause it's all in the parking lot of Leisure Lanes. That's where everything is. And this year we're adding another part of it is cornhole tournament. So
cool.
We don't have the particulars of that nailed down yet, but a local gentleman that runs the local scene, he's going to be running it for me, and he has a pretty good draw. So hopefully that's
the local cornhole scene is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's also
cornhole's a big deal.
He's pretty high up in the national. I mean, they got national levels, they got everything. So so I'm excited to see how that goes. Maybe I'm kind of dipping my toes in too deep, but we'll find out.
No, I mean, look, that's great. Anything you can do to expand that day, you focus a lot of efforts into it. So you get a lot of eyeballs focused on it. The more people you can get to come out is great.
And the more money you raise.
I've seen
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, where we have our campsite, the biggest weekends are the cornhole weekends.
I can imagine.
Like people throw down for that. They go crazy over cornhole.
I remember when we were young, the big thing was like horseshoes. Like all the old guys would go play horseshoes, like Dad and Grandpa, right? Play horseshoes.
Right,
and now it's cornhole. Cornhole is like, do people even do horseshoes anymore? I don't know. Okay. So the OGs, they do the horseshoe, and everybody else does the cornhole.
Yeah.
So, how many teams do you expect to sign up for cornhole?
I don't know. I did the math. I figure we might be able to have 12 lanes.
Okay.
Looking at it realistically, and looking at the layout of Leisure Lanes and where it might be. So that gives us like 24 teams maybe. So we'll see. Like I said, nothing's out on that yet. So I'm waiting on that. Hopefully sooner than later, because people are asking about it. I already got cornhole. I got lane sponsors because I'm doing that on the cornhole ones and the things too. So,
it just popped into my head. If Leisure Lanes is allowing you to use the space, they've got the driving range there. That could be like a long drive competition.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the third event for you. Maybe not this year.
Ben's proposing that because secretly he can bomb out a 300 yarder straight.
Let's do it. No, maybe 300 yard, not straight. like 1 in 20 might go straight.
Might go to the left a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of how mine go.
I can do 300 yards. It's just it's 100 that way and 200 the other way.
Right.
So.
Get your steps.
No, it sounds like a great event that you're putting together, and it sounds like it's something that's built for longevity, because that's the kind of thing people can look forward to. I mean, honestly, I think the golf thing, there's so many golf tournaments, and they do end up taking a big chunk of your day.
Right.
Whereas this just kind of has a different tone, different feel, maybe a little less time commitment.
Yep.
Kind of maybe fits into people's schedules a little more. So, so for those avid golfers, if you just want a little different change of pace, you can come out to something like this and have a really great time and test your different stroke with the cornhole tournament and really see how good you are.
Well, I love too, like, a golf tournament, a normal scramble, you can't get kids involved too much in that unless they're like good golfers. And plus, like you said, it's 4 or 5 hours. You're out there on a hot golf course, but kids can participate in this because who doesn't like to putt, right? Everybody likes to play mini golf.
And if their attention, kicks in or kicks out, and they go walk around, what are you out so much?
Right.
Really cool thing. My inaugural one back in 22, the miracle child and family was a Gannon Cupco in his family. And he's been a really big inspiration for me as well. He just turned 10 years old, so that puts it in perspective that I've been doing my extra life thing for going on 11 years, and he's 10. So basically, like literally, the money I've raised has helped him grow up to be 10.
Okay.
You know, just
Wow.
and he's had so much struggles and health issues, but he's always got a huge smile on his face, and he's always optimistic. And him and his family were there as a surprise family, and that's what Hershey hooks me up with a miracle family to tell their story and everything, and that was the first time he ever mini golfed. So they had him out there hitting the golf ball, so it was really cool.
So is your goal to have a different family every year?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that helps too, because they'll get up and they'll tell their story, and then people can realize, hey, this is why I'm here. This is what we're doing.
Right. Right.
Well, the good news is, David, you got we have one of our longtime fans and listeners, and she was actually on the show, Takesha. It's good to see your name, Takesha, pop up. If you're still there listening, I think she is. She's watching on her phone, probably because she's out there hustling, doing her thing. She's got her amazing family, her adorable son. Last I checked, she's still there. She is. She's still here. Last I knew, she's still one of the top Mary Kay women out there, raising a family. And the good news is Takesha's very well connected into the community, and so now that she knows,
there we go.
She's making deliveries.
There we go.
So now that she knows, the event will be even better.
There we go.
And even more well attended. But no, it's very neat, very cool event. I mean, this is exactly why the show exists. Here you are, just as an individual who saw something you were connected to, said, gee whiz, it's really awful that these children have to deal with these diseases and illnesses, and sometimes terminal illnesses, and what can I do? And was there, just kind of going back before we look to wrap up our time, what was that one moment that said, I really got to do something, 10, 11 years ago, I think you said it was.
Right.
What was that moment?
Oddly enough, like when you think of CMN and everything that happens, you think of, like you said, I mean, I don't want to downplay it, like, the illnesses and everything of that nature. And the story that spoke to me was of Gavin Gilhole. And I mean, he's a college kid now. So, I mean, just to tell you how long ago it was. So basically, summarize the story, him and his brother were playing up in their second story bedroom, and his mom came in to check on him, and he was missing, and the window was open. So he fell out the window.
Oh, no.
2 stories. And, and then, obviously he's as tall as a tree. The guy's, I'm 6'2", he makes me look short, but,
Wow.
Yeah. And that just kind of hit home, just because that could happen to anyone. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that could happen tomorrow to anyone's kid. And, that just kind of tells you the extent of what CMN can do and how they can help. It's not just, God forbid, someone has a really bad illness or sick, but anything that's of that significance, it plays a part into it.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, and just so our listeners, because, just as you share that, so Children's Miracle Network helped with that. Little boy fell out the window, obviously needed a bunch of therapy, a bunch of supports to heal and get better again. Obviously, I think people know what Make-A-Wish does, and they obviously know what cancer societies do. But specifically, what is the lane of services that Children's Miracle Network offers? Let's get that out there for people who might pick this up and watch.
Well, they are associated with the Ron McDonald House. There's a little bit of a connection there, but mostly, like I said before, Children's Miracle Network provides some of the services, pays for some of the services that go on at the hospital. There's trying to think of them all. There's I think there's music therapy, art therapy. I think there's now a dog, like he comes and stays with like the children if they're going through some, I think like getting a shot or something traumatic.
Yeah.
It also takes care of I think it's like the Patient Endowment Fund. I think it's what it technically it's called, where it helps with some of the money, if they're traveling to and from Hershey or for lodging or what have you, if the kids have to go there for testing. I'm trying to think. Like if you go up to Hershey and you could be walking around, you can see nameplates on some of the equipment that says donated by CMN, specifically, and I couldn't tell you what they are myself, to be honest with you, but
Yeah.
they put
Yeah, I mean, it's
a lot of funds that go towards stuff like that. Like if there's, from what I understand, talking to the director up there, like if there's a piece of equipment and they, hey, this is going to help with this, but the hospital doesn't really have the funding, but CMN can come in and help and get that piece of equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on too.
It's kind of like those holes holistically that exist within the care, like you said about the support dog, right? Well, the insurance company's not going to pay for that because they're an insurance company, but the practitioner, the doctor, the care team knows, hey, as a child, it's hard to get them to focus. It's hard to get them to feel good about going through this treatment. We as adults can only say so much. We as adults might look scary to this kid, but if this cute golden retriever over here who's trained can provide support and calming and excitement and security, well, then that's a great thing for that child's care, and they heal faster and all that good stuff, which actually should mean insurance should pay for it. But we're not going to make this show about that.
A whole nother show.
But no, it really seems like they kind of fill those donuts of care, those holes in the donuts, if you will, of care that really families need. So it's really great what they do and what you do. And
also, sorry, I don't want to interject, but or what was Ben's word?
Pretend.
The other thing I wanted to, like, they don't, and it's not just like during the care. They also have the Hummingbird program, which happens to do with if a child is like passing, like if it's terminal. So if you go to your local credit union and they could sell them Christmas ornaments, that all goes towards that program as well. Okay. So that's a special program, and I think, and it's kind of, the families stay with it too. Like if they're involved with that program, they're pretty good advocates for that as well going down the road. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Dave, I want to bring up the Chris, if you could bring up the event details for your upcoming event. I think we had it on the screen before, but we didn't actually verbalize it. Your next event is in May. I believe the date was May 18th with a rain date of the 19th. So it's a Saturday, rain date for Sunday. What time does it start? Looks like 10 o'clock.
Registration's at 9. Yeah, it starts at 10.
Okay, so if you want to participate, you get there and register. You don't register in advance as a golfer. You register.
Yeah, I mean, like you sign in. You know what I mean? Like you register online, but then you come and you
and then check. Good.
That thing.
So
but
you're
you did have a
checking in as a
walk-on last
registered.
year, so I mean,
gotcha. And there's the information: $80 per foursome, or you could pay $25 as an individual. Yep.
And I know we're in the midst of winter, but that's less than 4 months away.
Yes, seriously.
May 18th is less than 4 months away, folks. There's your little ray of heat and sunshine in a cold January day.
Yep.
Yeah, and if people are interested in sponsoring, we have a cutoff mid-March because of getting shirts and everything else.
Okay, here's actually a question. Takesha has a question about vendors, being a vendor time slots. What can you tell us about vendors?
I think from last year, I think you can get there like 8 o'clock to set up. And it typically only lasts until like 2 or 3 is what we have the time for. So, and the vendors are, if you want to be a vendor, it's a $20 a fee to be a vendor, which, all these go 100% towards benefits CMN.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So you bring your own pop-up and your table, and $20 you can be a vendor. Yeah. Yeah. And if Takesha or anybody else wanted to be a vendor, did they contact you? Do they go to the website?
They could go on that website. Yep.
Okay.
Go on our website. Everything's on there, and it's actually a parking spot is what the size is.
Okay.
So they could have an additional for like $10. They can have another parking spot if they wanted to add it. If they didn't have, needed something bigger than that as well.
Cool.
And there you see the photo of last year's.
It's a big parking lot.
event.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a gentleman that had a drone. He was flying all over and took a bunch of really cool shots for me.
That's cool.
So hopefully he's there this year. And I got another gentleman. He does photography who will take your team photos like you go to a regular tournament. So all the photos you see on our social media of that is him. So, which is really cool to have. Makes it more legit to me. But you can see we got a bunch of sponsors already as he's scrolling in there. Turkey Hill Experience. We got Nestle Vineyards, Hershey Vineyards.
That's cool.
Decades is giving me some tokens.
Oh, that's cool.
Put in the raffles. So yeah.
What's your overall fundraising goal for your event coming up for 2023?
Well, last year in 2023. Now this
2024. We're in 2024.
You threw me off there for a minute. We raised over $10,000 last year.
Wow, that's cool.
We had all but like 2 teams. It was a full on. All the holes were sponsored and then some.
Yeah.
And then we had all but I think 2 teams were filled. And then we had all the raffles and so forth. So, if I'm thinking like 15,000 is pretty, conservative. If we go more than that, great. But I don't want to think too far ahead of myself.
Yeah, no, that's a fantastic goal.
Yeah, very good. Very good. And again, all that money goes right to family care, filling those needs that, budgets don't fill or insurance companies won't pay.
Right.
So it's all good. I mean, it all goes right to the direct care of kids and what they need to make their day go better while they're in care. It's fantastic.
Right. And for businesses and anyone else, it's also, anything you donate to CMN's all tax deductible too. So that may help, people kind of decide what they want to do. But yeah, I have on our website, we have different bundle, if you want to be a vendor and be a whole sponsor and sponsor team, you can, I got bundles like you're going to the fast food restaurant all set up on there as well. Cool. So I try to do it that way. And there's an opportunity now this year. If you're a sponsor at all, you will get a shirt and you'll be on the shirt. Last year I didn't have like the raffle people on the shirts. So and opportunities if you want to buy an extra shirt also in there. So
very cool.
Very good. Very good. David, amazing stuff you're doing there. Love it. I mean, this is why we have Lancaster Connects for folks like you that, somebody who sees a cause and takes it up and says, you know what, I'm going to own this in my way and really focus efforts into a big annual event. And really you're doing 2 big annual events with the Extra Life program or Extra Life focused giving there, video gaming and putting for miracles. So just awesome, man. Really appreciate your time. I think it's time to get to know you a little better outside of all the great stuff you do for Children's Miracle Network. Before
we move on, can I just say one small thing? I just 100%. Wanted to say none of this could be done without, the support of the local businesses and companies that have come together time and time again to sponsor everything I've done for these 2 events. And to go from a handful of people back in 22 to like a dozen helping me last year, none of it could be done. I mean, especially with my sidekick, my wife taking the grunt of most of it, since she's down the hall in the same house, she gets a lot of the extra work to be had by her to help me organize everything. But none of this could not be done without any of them.
Yeah, we see that. Well, shout out to her first, shout out to her and the work that she puts in. But we see it over and over as a theme during these shows when we're talking to nonprofit gets and people talking about charities and whatnot. The community rallies around and supports. And we see that over and over in Lancaster. So it's pretty cool. Yep.
Very good. Very good. All right. Well, it's Connection Cocktail.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. It can't be Connection Cocktail if we don't say it. And it's an even better session if we say it in unison.
Right.
But either way, David, this might take a little bit of humility, I guess. I don't know. Describe your best quality in one word.
One word.
And it
A
can't be
hyphenated
pointing.
word.
I'll take hyphenated words.
People person.
Cool.
I can see that.
Yep. I was gonna say that too.
100%.
Yep. All right. We often talk about sports, football mostly. Do you have a favorite athlete, or you could even extend that to team?
Well, I sit there with you guys and be an Eagles fan, so I understand the heartache of the season. But baseball's coming up, so look
Yeah.
forward to the
Go
Phillies.
Phillies. Yep.
All right. Very good. And and this is an interesting one because you might have to play diplomat a little bit given some of your sponsors. I don't know. What is your go-to Lancaster treat?
My goodness. My go-to Lancaster treat. Oh, if I hands down, if I get a chance to go, Achenbach donut.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Long John. Peanut butter Long
Yeah.
John. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. That's
Yeah.
a good answer.
The Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's great. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
David, this has been really great. Appreciate getting to know you. Everybody watching, listening, who might pick the show up down the road, please do check it out. We've got all the links here in the show notes. So for this show and any show, if you're wondering what the heck were these guys talking about, where do I go? Just wherever you're watching, click the see more, click the expand, click on the whole post. All the links to connect with David or any of our guests, but specifically with Putting for Miracles, are going to be in there. We've got Instagram pages, LinkedIn pages, Facebook pages. So again, whatever portal you're in, you get to just stay in that portal and check it out. But I would really recommend you sign up for a team. If you're with a business, own a business, please reach out to David about sponsoring. I mean, tremendous value if you're a maker, a vendor. You can be there for $20 on the day. My hope would be that you see it in your heart to maybe at the end of the day give a little bit of proceeds of sales. That's just me saying it, not David, but because it's going to go right to the kids, right? I mean, I think that's a great thing, and you can get that donation receipt. And so, just check out the event there, May 18th at Leisure Lanes. You've got the shotgun golf scramble on the mini golf course, on the driving range, putting range, and would love to see everybody come out.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So thank you, David. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys having me.
Appreciate you. Yep.
Take care.
Thank you. Take care. See you.
That's very cool. I mean, this is we've often talked about that local hero aspect, right? Like that person doing good in our community. And David is I don't, but we say don't, when I said, what's your favorite go-to treat? You might have to be careful with your sponsors, right? Because play diplomat. It's always fun asking the people that are involved downtown and like Extra Give, what's your favorite restaurant, and see how they answer.
Right.
But is David like our first true local hero?
I mean, we've had so many people on the show.
So if there's been others, it's not that you're any less memorable. It's that I'm the problem. But yeah, that's exactly like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So if you know people like David who are doing things like David, which are tremendously commendable, get them on the show, lancasterconnects.com/guest. That's where you go to start to be on the show, and we'll get you on. I think we're booking, into March or April at this point, but we'd love to tell that story. This is what the show's about. So can't thank David enough and Putting for Miracles enough for being on the show and all that they're doing. So yeah.
Give a sleep better. Oh, here we go. Past tense. I don't know. Portending.
I think I don't think
to happen. No. Yeah. No, I didn't use it correctly at all.
I don't think so.
Thank you, Chris.
Just stick to selling mattresses.
Right. And, yeah. Okay.
I guess that dovetails into my sleep better tip. Exercise. Be it physical exercise, spiritual exercise, mental exercise, brain exercise, read the dictionary. Any kind of exercise will help you sleep better. You know, it reduces that stress, helps flush toxins, it kind of helps your muscles kickstart things. You don't want to do that at the end of the day, especially the physical stuff. You don't want to get your heart rate elevated before you go to sleep. That's not good. But at any rate, exercise is always good for you. It is part of that. Exercise is its own one leg of a three-legged stool of a healthy life. That's exercise, diet, and sleep. Okay, so many people forget that sleep leg of the three-legged stool of a life well lived and healthily. Is that a word? Healthily?
Sure. So Takesha said she makes up words and she uses them incorrectly all the time, or sometimes. So whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Healthily. There we go.
I've done that. I've been known to do that around here too.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it live on air, interjecting into somebody else.
I feel like there's a similar word to portend that's in my brain, but that's the word that came out.
So maybe that other exercise is you read your thesaurus.
Right.
Your dictionary one day, thesaurus the next day. Dictionary one day, thesaurus the next day. But no, in all seriousness, though, that exercise, it is part of the three-legged stool, and look, if that diet leg isn't so hot, maybe you step it up on that exercise leg, right? And if both of those legs are good, you're going to need a lot of sleep. All right. It's all this balance. And, we talk about that balance quite a bit in the book, Sleep Better, which is right there. And see, I'm out of training on the point.
Yeah.
It's been a while. and so we'll mail you a copy of the book, Sleep Better. You go to gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better and we'll mail you a copy.
Very good. Testimonial time for Gardener's Mattress and More, the business that we co-own together. And one of the reasons we're able to do this show, Lancaster Connects, is our way to give back. We got some fantastic customers that every once in a while go online and say some nice things about us. So Eric was a customer recently, and he shouted out one of our team members, Chad. You might have seen Chad floating around back here in the back. He's flying solo today with Drew out today. But Chad was great to work with, per Eric. He guided us in the right direction and answered all of our questions. He never pushed a sale on us, which is a common theme in these reviews. Not pushing a sale. Not that pushing is the theme. Not pushing.
We just knock you down and take your money.
That's right. And I can tell Gardeners values customer service as they are a family-owned business. I think he's talking about us. If you're looking for a new mattress, don't waste your time. Shopping around Gardeners is the place to go in Lancaster County. Thank you, Eric.
That's right.
Thank you, Chad. If you can hear us.
Yep. And so one last question we had. Takesha was asking, how many legs of that life well lived and healthy life stool? So it's diet, exercise, and sleep. So 3 legs, right? The three-legged stool there.
Proper nutrition, proper sleep, proper exercise.
That's right. Yep. That's right. And so, in our society, you got a lot of experts for that diet leg. You got a lot of experts for the exercise leg. Not so many for sleep, right? And so, we are here. Neither of us are trained in medical science, but it is our business and we take it seriously. And so we've done the research. We just pass that information along that we learn over the years. Some of the folks that we've spoke to, and we've aggregated that for you. That's what's in the book. That's what you learn in the store. And that pushiness that doesn't exist, that our customers often review about, that's what we help you with here. That's what exudes through our team to your ears. You see it, you feel it, you experience it here in the store. And so we just invite you in and get that education and get the book and see what we have and see what a great new mattress can really truly do for you. I often say you just don't know great sleep until you've had it. You think you've had it, you think you sleep well, but you just haven't until you've had that experience. And we're here to help you figure that out. So,
and by the way, we guarantee it.
We do, yeah. If you don't love what you get, we'll exchange it and get it right for you. And so, only other thing to go over store happenings, what we got going on around here. Nathan, as usual, thanks for checking in, man. Nathan's our faithful watching us on YouTube all the time.
Yeah, he's always checking in on YouTube.
Appreciate you, man. What's going on around here? We're off to Las Vegas this weekend. We have our industry's trade show. There's a lot of great new things we're looking at. So we've got to clear out some floor models like these couple right behind me. We've got our half of half deal going on. So that's 50% off the regular price and then another 50% off that savings.
Can I do math?
Well, sure.
Yeah. So if it's a $2,000 mattress,
Yeah.
50% of that is $1,000.
Yep.
50 more percent of that 1,000 is
500.
500.
All right. So
That's a pretty good deal.
yeah, that's a real saving. I mean,
It's
it's not
real
like
savings.
it's not like market it up to market down stuff. It's
We don't
just
do that.
like it's just time for it.
That's like extra work.
It is. We're not that. I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time. For
So, like seriously, you get a real incredible savings, and so it is on select models. It's not on everything. It's not on anything you order new. It's on floor models and discounted items or discontinued items and comfort exchanges and things like that. So if you're not particular about that guest bed or you got a teenager that can sleep on anything and anything you get them would be an upgrade, now's the time. Like we want to move this stuff out. So that's what we got going on. I think that's the show. It feels good to be back in my podcasting seat. Thank you. It's good to be back with have Batman back with Robin.
So you got the pointing right that time.
Well, I know I'm Batman and I know you're Robin.
Hey, I'll take
the book is back there as an inanimate object that I have to figure out.
I got you. I'll take it. Look, I'll take it.
All right. On that note, next time. We'll see you next time. That's the Batman Robin thing, man.
I know. That was pretty good.
We'll see you next time on Lancaster Connects. Take care, everybody.